what's up guys, Alex here. Today we're here at the first lesson in Parkour playground, and we're gonna go through the technique of how to do the Lache. There are basically three types of Lache. First one is the Lache to precision. Second type is the Lache to Lache. And the third one is the Lache to Kettle. And now we're gonna start with the very first step, the right swing before the Lache. The most important part of every Lache is swinging, so it's really necessary to know how to do it right. And right now we're gonna go through the technique of the very basic swing. So we need to get our feet behind ourselves like this and curve our spine backwards. Now we're going to push our legs up and then push them forward once again. So the technique is going to look like this. Back, curve our spine, pushing it up, pushing it forward. So you see, over here you already got the very simple swing. Basically the technique here is very similar to what you do on the swings. Take a look at the example. The very common mistake of the beginner is when they're trying to swing using only their legs. They're not working with the shoulders, with their chest, with their torso. So here's an example of a bad swinging. You go here and you work only with your legs. As you see, there's no reason to do like this, because if you're not working with your shoulders and your chest, it's not going to work for you. And here's an example of a good swing. You get into the default position, you get your feet behind you, and now from here you work with your shoulders and spine like this. So you're trying to get your legs up and get your chest in the horizontal position. It's gonna look like this. Now when we're done with the swinging technique, we can go straight to the Lache to precision. Here you will need to start with the swing, but I hope you already know how to do this. But let's talk about how to release your hands correctly when you're doing the Lache to precision. Well, as I said, you need to draw an imaginary line on the ground. I'm gonna use my scarf as one. And now you will have to start swinging, like this. The most common problem of the people for trying to learn Lache is that they cannot see where exactly they're landing on. That's because they're releasing their hands simultaneously, like this. And because of your body over here, it's really hard to spot the line where you're landing on. And here, that's why we're going to use the next technique. When our legs are going forward, we're going to release one hand before and the second hand after it. That will give us enough time to spot the line that we're landing on and get the precision right. So it's gonna look like this. We're starting to swing and then we're releasing our right hand over here. Let's do this again. Swinging, releasing our right hand. So as you can see, that will give you enough time to spot the landing and get the Lache right. So let's take a look on a little bit bigger example over here. Now let's start with a very simple Lache to precision. Here we just need to understand how to release our hands right. Draw an imaginary line on the ground and start with the swing that we learned in the previous step. Now when our body is going forward, we need to release our right hand and keep it in front of our eyes. When you gain enough speed, you have to release your second arm and keep your eyes on the line that you're going to land on. Basically that's all about the technique of how to do the Lache to precision. This technique stays the same all the time. The only thing that changes is how hard you need to swing to get the precision right. And from this point, I think we can go through the technique of how to do the Lache to Lache. If you had no problems doing the Lache to precision, that you will not meet up any problems doing Lache to Lache. Because technique here basically stays the same. You need to release your right arm and then grab with both your arms the next bar. But here's the tricky part. To continue doing Lache to Lache and to Lache and to Lache, you will need to get your legs behind yourself. Take a look at the example. As you see, every single time to do the next Lache, you will have to gain enough speed for the swing. And so to do this, you will have to keep your legs behind yourself. But let's talk about how to do this right. When you're starting to swing, you're releasing your right arm first, and your legs are going right in front of you. And when you're releasing your left arm over here, your legs simultaneously with your left arm goes backwards. So the move gonna look like this. You're holding your arms on the bar, releasing your right arm, your legs going forward, and at this point you will have to release your left arm and your legs are going to go behind yourself. Let's take a look at the example in the slow motion. As you see, at the same time when you're releasing your left arm, your legs must go behind you. That's how you will gain enough speed to continue your movements through the bars. Now, as for the final step of our tutorial, let's talk about the technique of the Lache to Ketlip. Lache to Ketlip is the combination of the Lache to precision, because you will have to land on the wall with your legs, and the Lache to Lache, because you will have to grab something with your arms. Let's take a look at the example. First of all, try to find an appropriate place for the Lache to Ketlip, without any slippery walls, and with the bar high enough for you. Unfortunately, I don't have this kind of conditions, but anyway, now we can talk about the technique. The technique here is the same as on the previous steps. You need to release your right arm first, and then release your left arm. But your legs are going to be in front of you all the time. Take a look at the example in slow motion. Basically, that's all about the technique of the Lache to Ketlip, and now I'm going to talk about the mistakes. So remember, when you're swinging, keep your arms straight all the time. Do not curve it in elbows or anywhere else. You need to swing with your arms straight and release them straight as well. And the most common mistake, as I already mentioned, is releasing your hands simultaneously. Do not do this. Release your arms one by one. Do not do it like this. This is the bad technique of how to do the Lache to anything, to precision, to Lache, to whatever you want. Well, that's my time for today. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and this will improve your skill of doing the Laches and swinging. And by the way guys, we just released our new team video, you can check it out over here. That's the biggest work that I have done so far, and I would really recommend you to see it. Thanks for your attention, my name is Alex, and I'll see you next time with some more tutorials. Peace.